Hello, everybody. My name is Keandra Jackson. They call me America's #1 relationship therapist. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist based out of the Los Angeles area. I am an award winning speaker, TV personality, best selling author, and have been featured in so many amazing media outlets that I can't even begin to name at this point. But I was thinking about one of the outlets that I was featured in recently. And it reminded me of something powerful that I wanted to share with you guys. And so recently I was featured in an article with Oprah's magazine, and the article was talking about signs and ways to know when you are in an unhealthy and unhappy relationship. And for some reason that article popped back into my head, and I wanted to hop on here because we all know that there are healthy relationships that are going well, that are thriving, that are just moving, right? And then there's also relationships that are unhealthy and where people are unhappy and it's surviving or struggling, right? And I guess the question that most people have for me, or even just that I've heard across the board, is like, why do some people choose to stay in relationships that they know are not healthy for them in the first place? And the answer is that varies. Everybody stays in a relationship for different reasons. Anytime that you are committing yourself to someone for like the rest of your life, it's going to take work, right? And we all know that no relationship, no marriage is perfect, but there are things that you need to look for that will help you understand if your relationship is going down the wrong road or not. And some of the reasons that people stay in relationships varies, right? And so I have literally heard that people are fearful of being alone. I've heard people are fearful that their children won't have a two-parent home. I have heard that people um, are nervous about rejection and a whole bunch of other things that happen for money reasons, sex reasons, communication reasons. I mean, you name it, we can go down the list of why people choose to stay. And the more recent one that I have heard lately is the children, right? Like people always like, I will suffer for my kids. I will be in this marriage until my kids turn 18 and then I'll get a divorce. So you're telling me you are going to suffer for the next 18 years to have your children be in a two-parent home? Let me break your bubble. Let me burst your bubble. Just because a child is in a two-parent home does not mean that home is healthy. So if you're telling me that your relationship is unhappy, it is unhealthy, then there's going to be residue of that. And if you think your kids are not picking up on that consciously and subconsciously, you are being fooled. And so basically what you're teaching your children, your boys and your girls or whatever, that it's okay to stay in stuff longer than you should. You're basically teaching them it's okay to stay in a relationship when you're unhappy. It's okay to stay in here when you're miserable and this is expired, right? And so while I never ever tell people to get a divorce, I just hold the mirror up to your relationship and say, baby, this is what's going on and y'all need to figure it out, right? And so when I was thinking about this article, it really was impactful and powerful to me because one of the things that I've been seeing in my practice lately with my couples is people are living parallel lives. Uh-oh, stepping on some toes. Y'all know what parallel lines are, right? They do not intersect. They do not cross. In other words, people are living more as roommates than there are as partners and spouses. And so what I have been seeing is people are doing this. I hope you're catching this. I hope you're catching it, right? And instead, they should be doing this. Ah, you see the difference, right? So we're going from parallel lives. I'm living my life, you living your life, and we just going, right? But we're not coming together. We're not making decisions together. We're not living and doing life together. And that's when it gets tricky and that's when it gets unhealthy, right? And so you need to check. your own relationship to see where you're at. Check the thermostat, the thermometer, whatever you want to call it, on your relationship to see if you have been living parallel lives. And again, there may be time frames in relationships and seasons in relationships where that might be the case, but that doesn't mean you stay in that state, right? The goal is, okay, cool, we haven't been on the same page lately. We need to figure out how to get back on the same page because you in a whole different book and this isn't working for me, right? And so I just thought that that was something I want to hop on here and bless y'all with real quick because it is something that I am seeing across the board. And I know that when I see things with my couples in my private practice, it's typically indicative of a larger population or problem that's happening across the board. So if you are loving this video, if you are loving everything that I said, stay connected with me. I have some amazing juiciness. My Thriving Couples Network is amazing. If you like this, again, on steroids. Free courses on relationships. I mean, you name it. I'm all about empowering and improving and helping people have healthy relationships, preventing divorce across the board. So I hope this was helpful. And until next time, be blessed.